you had a disability section in the summit as well as you did your own disability stream, right?
Yeah, I've done the disability panel back before we had the General Strike Summit, and then during the General Strike Summit, there was actually 3 different disability panels, and I'm quite happy that we were able to do that because for those of us who are disabled, we tend to be pushed to the background, so to speak. So because of that, it is shown some more light on those of us who are going through this. And so I was actually, I was privileged to be able to do it.
Yeah. Well, and again, there's some great people that are that you're doing it with for sure. So Savage Joy, I know, was on a couple of those streams. Again, shout out to all the advocates out there for disabled people who are disabled themselves, who are experiencing it, and that's something that we also, we've got Noli D. I know you had Noli on a few weeks ago. She's another disability advocate. We love Noli. She shouted out. Yeah. She says she loves you, and she says hi. I texted with her earlier.
Yeah. She's great, isn't she?
Oh, she's phenomenal, and also, I have we have Mona, who's our one of our friends, super fans, one of the inspirations for Indie Left, for INN. She also went through dialysis. She went through a kidney transplant, and so I have a lot of kind of direct feel for what you're experiencing and what your specific direct issues on a daily basis and on a weekly basis, having to dedicate the time to go and get treatments and get the dialysis, and just how many facilities there are. And I learned so much about the fact that there are basically 2 companies that control this entire industry, right? More monopoly type of capitalistic shit. It's fascinating to think about the kind of, and again, and then the services that are available in this country for poor people, the way that they jack you on the fees and on little things, and then on having to get transportation wise just to be able to get to and from to get to your treatment. So at least some people are listening. I'll tell you right now, and you and the other advocates have certainly been reaching some of us out there. And I want to tell you that, live. I think that from some of the comments and the responses and the tweets you get, that it does have impact on people daily. But I certainly want to, it's had impact on my conversation, on my thought process, in the workplace when I'm considering things, when I'm thinking about it. Again, I want to give a big shout out. Savage Joy this week started a new job, and she's doing the job, and she's kind of bumping around because and everyone knows about her disability, and she's struggling a little bit, but she's pushing through, and her attitude is phenomenal. And again, we need to advocate and uplift and and understand so that and treat equally and provide services so that again, I had on Mike from Blind Justice with Noli, the services that they're trying to deny him. It's gross how the people who we should be taking care of the most are the ones who have to fight and struggle the hardest to get help, to get voice, to get anything. It's again, so your advocacy has turned others into an advocate in more ways than one. Again, so again, this is Friends of Indie Left. This is not coming at our friends here. I definitely want to talk to you and shower you with some of the love that the community feels for you. That again, I just fucking adore you, man. You're an unbelievable person. I see it every day on your streams. I see it in our DM threads, in our chats. Again, the heart that you've got for everyone, the way that the vitriol that people come at you with, it kills me. It hurts me to see, because I see the goodness, all day long. And again, the grifter comment that makes me hysterically laugh, all of us laugh, like damn, if we're grifters, then they're the worst fucking we're the worst fucking grifters ever in history, right? Like, because all we want to do is help people, and again,
Yeah.
look at Rome grifting by giving out pizzas and taking his shoes off and giving it to, Reef and I talk all day about you guys and how much impact you've had on the space and the positive impact that you've had. Again, March for Medicare for All and all the organizing that you guys did around the country.
Which Savage Joy was a huge part of in organizing that, and I am deeply appreciative of what people like Savage Joy and Sharif have done, and helping to organize that and to include us in it. You have people from whole Washington also involved. But you have the people who are, who may look at people like myself and they see, me on a channel on YouTube, and there's this automatic assumption that I am somewhere up there with the larger platforms, even though my platform, I just literally hit 1,000 subscribers, and for some reason there's this disdain for me, and I don't really understand, because if they truly knew what I was going through, they would, I don't know if some of them would even want to, confess to what I confessed to on camera, about being basically around the poverty line and having to deal with being, having a chronic illness and things like that. So it's just, I understand that everybody has a human experience and everybody's going through that experience. But if people try to be more empathetic and more kind to see what people are going through, and even just ask a question, like, what are you really going through? I think that it could be just a little bit better. Because I know a lot of them, they go through a lot. And I would hate to see them go through that. And I think one of the things that I try to, it's to the best of my ability. I know I'm not perfect, but I try to do is to look at them from a standpoint, well, what are you going through? Some of them are going through a lot, and sometimes it may be that they are angry and they need to take their anger out on something or someone, and it may not be done in the most productive way. Because tearing people down, what good does that do for you? I mean, we are the left, and what do we pride ourselves on? We pride ourselves on building people up, then building society up by building, the people who are the most disenfranchised among us up. But sometimes we fall into that pit, that capitalistic pit, where we want to make someone seem worse. I mean, they want to make someone seem that they're someone bad that has this ulterior motive that is there just to scam or grift you, and I I literally had it yesterday from somebody who was tweeting, and they were basically calling me a grifter, and they were basically saying that I'm a secret white winger, and I'm just like, really?
Yeah, because so many right wingers want Medicare for all. Yeah, right wingers want Medicare for all. Right wingers want criminal justice and want to blow up the entire justice, the entire criminal justice system, which is completely racist and structured against black people. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, paying
right
attention to that
winger.
whole horseshoe. Oh yeah, paying
Well,
attention to that whole valley of horseshoe theory, which is completely baseless, and thinking that, because I'm a socialist, then automatically I have to be in league with the right instead of me having my own mind. And then they want to mention me with a couple of other more prominent YouTubers, thinking that I get my ideas from them. It's silly, and I have my own mind and I come to my own conclusions based on what I look at.
well, see,
So
the funny thing is anyone that actually called you that, we know that they've never actually watched your streams. Because anyone that watched you either on RBN or on your channel knows, what you're all about for sure. Look at the guests who you have on, the conversations that you have, the things that you advocate for. I laugh when people call us, right wing, because anything they don't believe in is right wing. Like Reef is saying right now, these pants make us look right wing for sure, 100%. Yeah, we definitely look right wing in those pants. It's just funny. But there's a lot of vitriol, and I want to, I told you I want to play an experiment where some of the tweets where you're getting some hate, I'm gonna try to put them out as indie left, and let's see if it's because it's JB or if it's because it's the messaging. I have a feeling that a lot of it is personal against JB, and why there's no more of a lovable teddy bear dude that I've ever seen in my life. Like, dude, I want to squeeze those cheeks all day long, every day.
That's
Right?
what he said.
Right? What's up, dude?
Don't get me started. Don't you
Oh,
get me in trouble, Indy.
no,
Don't you get me in trouble.
we're not gonna start with that stuff right there. But we needed a little bit of a JB lean in, and we needed to get some laughing out. But
Yeah. You
but
get
yeah,
it.
it's again,
You
we
ask
go
and you
through
shall receive, baby.
we go through a lot. We go through a lot of serious crap, and we need family, and we need people to lift us up. And again, I'm happy to make sure that there is a whole group of us. Again, we're all like-minded, and that we've connected. I think that 2.5, 3 years ago, we were so disconnected in so many ways. Discord and Twitter and the Bernie campaign brought us all together in a way. And now it fragmented a ton of people, but it also separated who's who and who's real in the last 2 years. Because look, if you're still fighting for that dude after the last 2 years, we know, we know you're not really fighting. We know that you're fighting to maintain the status quo and give it the veneer that you're actually doing something. But you guys have gotten in the streets, okay, and you showed what actual activism is. It's not tweeting, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it technically is tweeting too. And here's why: because how in the hell do you expect to get people together if you don't communicate with them? The thing is, a lot of times people will say, well, you guys are tweeting. It's like, yeah, but at the same time, isn't this also planting seeds to people who may not have considered some of these things before? So it's more that it's that using that also as a tool in order to activate people into doing more, either for their community or for their society that they live in. So, and then on top of it, it's a domino effect, which means that you activate others, which can push for more meaningful change. So I don't necessarily downplay tweeting, right, as much, as maybe especially some liberals will be like, who's, shut up and stop tweeting and get out in the streets. It's like, well, I mean, we can do both.
Mm-hmm. No, that's the thing. You don't just tweet. You don't just tweet. You're also out in the streets, and that's what I love. Well, it's you back it up, and I think.
Well, I'm trying to get out a little bit more. I'm not out as much as I would like to be. Part of it's because of being disabled, and so I have my limitations. But I mean, I'm being coached by people like Rome, into getting out there. I also got to give a shout out to Afeni, because Afeni's a real one, and she has also taught me, you know, people like her and Glory Jones and, you know,
shout out Glory.
my
Happy
goodness, and
graduation,
Comrade Misty.
Glory. Comrade Misty.
Yeah, happy
Yep.
graduation, Glory.
One of my favorite. Yep. You're naming literally my favorite people, and actually, Misty and
Yep.
Afeni have both been on Friends of Indie Left already. There's only been 8,
Yep.
but they are among who I consider to be my closest friends for sure. Okay, now we finally, all right, we got access. Good. Now we're going live with Rockfin. It's going to pick us up. What's up, Rockfin? Nice. Hey, okay, so now we're live on Rockfin too. Yeah, so shout out to Afeni, shout out to Misty. They actually organize, they get people out there, they get in the streets, and they get they get a megaphone in their hands, and they get loud, and I love them for that.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. You know, they're badass. Definitely are.